I myself have experienced 3 times in my life up to 6 eye symptoms. And every time I managed to release them and to get back to my perfect, normal, natural eyesight. Yeah. The first time it happened when I was 6 months old. Well, actually, I was born being a crossed-eyed, like having a big squint with strabismus, being amblyopic, meaning one of my eyes didn't see anything, and I was very myopic in the other eye, so nearsighted. And my parents had the good idea to ask my grandfather, who was a very successful and renowned medical doctor in Spain at the time, if he would know someone that could help me, even being so little. And he advised for a professor at the University of Granada, an ophthalmologist, who knew already at the time that it was possible to improve your eyesight with exercises. So even though she was very surprised to see such a little baby coming to her office, she told my parents to use some patches and some stimulation and some exercises. And by the time I was 1 year old, I had perfect eyesight. Really, I had recovered from myopia, from nearsightedness. My squint was completely gone. All my eyes were well balanced. And I could see with both eyes. And this is one of the stories that my parents tell me at about every of my birthdays. Like every time we celebrate, there's 2-3 stories that they tell all the time. And this is one of them. How when I was 6 months old, I could recover and get back to normal vision, to perfect vision naturally. And then, so I built a very strong identity around my clear vision, my clear sight. I defined myself always as someone who could see very well, far, near, by day, by night. This was part of my pride and my identity. When I was 23 years old, I was already living in France, in the north of France at the time. I was already doing my studies. One day I woke up and I was seeing double and blurry, and I panicked. I panicked completely. So I took the yellow pages. You remember that big book that had information about all the specialists in whatever. And I started calling ophthalmologist after ophthalmologist until there was someone who replied and gave me an appointment for the next day. So I went to this ophthalmologist. It was cold, it was dark, the building was old, it had dim light. I couldn't see much, and the building was itself plenty of marble, so it was cold as well. And if I mention all these elements, it's because all of this also contributed to the tension that was giving me bad eyesight. When I got into the office, he barely said hello to me. He didn't look at me, so the contact was very cold as well. And I explained that the day before I saw perfectly, and that all of a sudden I was seeing double and blurry, and I wanted to understand what had happened so that I could recover my eyesight. He didn't care about what the cause may be. And the only thing he was interested in was putting me in front of a machine with lenses and numbers and letters until I could say that I saw the best. And then he wrote on a piece of paper that I had so many diopters of myopia, I needed so many degrees for nearsightedness, and so many degrees for astigmatism. And I was like, yeah, but why 2 days ago I didn't have this and now I have it? He never replied. He just wanted to be paid and to let me go. So because I had this very strong identity with my clear sight, as soon as I went out the door, I destroyed the prescription, I threw it to the garbage, and I said, well, until I understand what's going on with my eyesight, I'm not going to wear glasses. And once I understand, maybe then, if I have to, then okay, I will wear them. So the next day, I had an appointment with this general doctor, he gave me the appointment earlier, so it was during the day. It was a sunny day. The place was very welcoming and warm, lots of light. He was very friendly. He did take indeed the time to examine me, to listen to me. And after the examination, the exploration, he told me, young lady, you have sinusitis. And so because there's inflammation in the sinuses, they're compressing the globe, and the eye globe is becoming deformed, and that's the reason why you're not seeing why you're seeing blurry, why you're not seeing clear, and why you see double. Okay, if the problem is a sinusitis, what's the solution? Well, 7 days of antibiotics. And he told me, if after 7 days you still have vision problems, come back and we'll find out what we can do for you. 7 days of antibiotics, and the problem was gone completely. And I remember having thought at the time, what if I had listened to the first guy, to the first doctor, the ophthalmologist, and I had worn the glasses, I had bought the glasses? Well, probably I would be still wearing glasses, because once you put glasses before your head, before your eyes get used to the glasses, and now they have to create enough tension all the time and make it become even a chronic tension so that the eyes can focus properly through the eyeglasses. And so the problems chronify and they get even worse and worse. So I remember having thought, if I had worn the glasses after the first meeting with the ophthalmologist, maybe I would wear glasses for the rest of my life. I was 34 at that time, and I was already a professor at the University of Lille in the north of France. And I was being a guest researcher at the Autonomous University of Barcelona. I was a part of the editorial board of an international journal in sociology. I was responsible for reading lots of articles very quickly and handling all of that. So I had to read a lot and I had to read fast. And then I noticed that in order to read, I had to put the articles far away because I wouldn't see them anymore. But then when I was in the subway in Barcelona, I wouldn't see the names of the subway stops either. So let's go back to an ophthalmologist to find out what's going on. But by that time, I had already been studying the body-mind connection for a very long time with psychosomatic approaches. And I had already been studying these models where you can interpret any symptom as the effect of tension in your consciousness because of some stress or situation that you're living that has left you with emotional strain. And this emotional strain gets stored in different parts of the body, in different muscles, depending on the reason for the strain, for the tension, for the stress. And so I thought, okay, I've already released my vision problems twice in my life. The first time I did at the physical level with exercises, relaxation, stimulation. The second time I did it at a chemical level with antibiotics in this case. Why don't I try to improve my vision again and get it back to normal, working with this emotional level? So I went to an ophthalmologist for a diagnose, but to find out what were the emotional issues that I had to work on so that I could release them and I could get back to clarity. And so this third time, the ophthalmologist, a lady in Lille, told me that I had developed astigmatism again, and that I had developed presbyopia. And I was 34 at the time. The standard or the statistics say that you get presbyopia or tired eyes and need reading glasses after you are 40. And something that is very interesting is that 20 years ago, the normal, that is the statistical frequent age to get reading glasses was after 50. But nowadays it's after 40. So we have lost 10 years of quality of our vision in 20 years of time. So this is not something that's genetic. This is something that is related with our way of life, how we use our eyes and what's going on with us. Anyway, so back to my story. I told myself that I gave myself 2 months to solve this problem from this emotional point of view. And if I wasn't able, then I would wear glasses. So when I went to the ophthalmologist and I had this diagnosis of astigmatism and presbyopia, and then I went back home and I looked to my books. I looked at my books of emotional meanings, or rather metaphorical meanings of symptoms and what emotions were behind, so that I could work on myself, release those emotions, make new choices in my life, and get my eyesight again. And that's exactly what happened. Within 2 months, I got back to perfect vision. So, and I have never looked back again. At that moment, the message from my eyes were, you are bored with your current line of research, and you have been betraying yourself in your values. What you would like to do is something else. So I really had to have a very serious conversation with myself, and I had to rethink what the trajectory, what the aim, the focus of my life would be. And I thought that was a very good moment to get interested in how vision can be improved naturally. I had done it 3 times already, at the physical level, at the chemical level, and at the emotional level. And I wondered if there were other levels with which you could improve your vision naturally. And I found out that yes, since I have been researching natural vision improvement, so we're many years later now, and I'm kind of telling you how old I am, but anyway. And so I have discovered there's many other levels. You can improve your vision at the mental level by training your brain. You can improve your vision with light and energy. You can improve your vision with new habits, with good habits, because it takes as much time to look in a wrong way and see worse and worse, or to look in the correct way and see better and better. So the idea of this 4-part free masterclass is to share with you many of the tools and the exercises and the discoveries and the understandings that I have done since then. Of course, I am not the creator of most of it. I'm relying on scientific research that has been carried for over 100 years. And well, some pieces of understanding are particularly mine, but I would say most of it really comes from other people that have been there before me. I'm standing on the shoulder of giants. And what is more specifically mine is the precise synthesis, synergy, step-by-step process, step-by-step method that I have put together to walk people through this process so that they can improve their eyesight in a natural way without needing to go and look for scientific articles in ophthalmology, in optometry, in neurosciences, in epigenetics, in neurophysiology, in posturology, nutrition, sociology, psychology, anthropology, history. I mean, that's fascinating for me, but I could understand that most people don't want to do that. They just want like the recipe. What do I need to do step by step to come from a place where I don't see clearly and get to a place where I see clearly again?